Okay, today we're going to talk about hydrates. Hydrates are merely ionic compounds that have water incorporated into their structure. All right? That's why they're called hydrates. And they're actually pretty easy to talk about. Okay, so pretty much what we're going to do is look at naming them, and then when we talk about percent composition, we can talk about the percentage of water in a hydrate. So if we look at this compound right here, all right. The first thing we do is look at the ionic compound and name it. You can see that we have sodium sulfate. So we have sodium sulfate. You will remember this from our previous video that talks about naming ionic compounds. When we add the hydrate, we use prefixes that we use when we talk about covalent compounds. So in this particular case, we have 5 waters incorporated into this structure. Therefore, this is sodium sulfate pentahydrate. Sodium sulfate pentahydrate. And here's just a list of the prefixes that we use in the past. Mono, di, tri, tetra, penta, hexa. That's 1 through 6. We could talk about 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, sometimes 12. We're not going to really get into that, but these are going to be the main ones that we want to focus on. So here's 6 examples. These 3 is a formula. We're going to name it. Here are 3 names, and we're going to put the formula here. So in this particular one, this is lithium chloride monohydrate. So it'd be lithium chloride monohydrate. Takes a long time to write these because there's a lot of letters and hydrates are a long word. So from now on, I'm just going to say the name. Here, copper 2 sulfate, if you remember from naming transition metal compounds, pentahydrate. Copper 2 sulfate pentahydrate. Here, magnesium carbonate dihydrate. We can see that we have 2 waters here. This is magnesium carbonate. Now onto the ones where we're going to get the formula. Sodium phosphate. Well, the formula for sodium phosphate is Na3PO4. All right. Trihydrate, meaning, yes, we have to put this little dot in here because that indicates that the water is associated with the sodium phosphate. So dot 3H2O. Next we have potassium hydroxide, KOH, dot, and we have octahydrate. So octa is a prefix for 8, so we have 8 waters. And finally, sodium hydroxide dihydrate. NaOH, sodium hydroxide, dihydrate is H2O. Hopefully this gives you a good idea of how to name and get the formula for hydrates. Again, if we talk about percent composition, we can start talking about the percentage of water in a particular hydrate.